Hey guys, hope you're good. So just wanted to do a quick video where I'm marking up my charts for the week ahead. You'll see a little bit different compared to last time, or the last few times. I've split my screens. When I first started trading, I used to have two screens with 10 charts on each because I was doing 10 charts with two different time frames for each one. So I decided to go back to this, which I found a little bit easier throughout the week. You know, I've got usually the 4 hour. We're going to go to the 4 hour in a sec. So 4 hour on this one, 15 on that one, just so I can keep a really easy visual cue of what's going on in the market. So let's just get stuck in. All right. So first of all, I'm going to point out on the daily a mistake which I made last week. Okay, so I had this candle marked out as a area of interest. So main point of interest because obviously it's a lot of supply coming into the market. Got equal highs along here. We didn't actually break the high over here, and I thought, yeah, okay, this is the POI. Little did I think that this should actually be included in my order block. Okay, it's actually from the base of the push up to the rejection. All right, if I had decided on that, I would have realized that we just tapped in on the 15-minute and we got our nice reversal pattern right here. We got a second chance of one right there with the indecision candle, and we should start the sell-off. Well, looking at how the week ended, I would not be surprised if this is just a temporary pullback on this leg. So temporary pullback, filled up any sort of like imbalances really with this candle. Not necessarily with this one, but we came down at least halfway between here and here. So I'm just going to point this out. We literally just missed the halfway point of this imbalance, this main imbalance. And we got a nice engulfing candle towards the end of the week, and then a bit of a sell-off, which looks a little bit more like a retail sell-off, which if you look over on the left-hand side, you can actually see the crosshairs moving. So you can see this is potentially more of a retail sell-off. Okay, so I'm just going to mark these areas on here. Okay, so we're on the daily. I'm just going to highlight this D1. That is an imbalance. Okay, so, and that was partially filled. Now, let's just draw out real quickly really obvious stuff. So D1 structure, D1 structure, and D1 structure. All right, the reason why I've done that is I just want to see the key structural areas of the market. The price had obviously worked its way down. Let's also draw this on as well. That's D1 structure. I've cleared my charts entirely, by the way, so I try to do this fresh each week. So price moved its way down, up, strong rejection, extremely strong push down, a little bit of a pullback, press down again, worked our way up, broken this structure here. So realistically, an area which we, if we're looking on the lower time frames, 15 minute, 1 minute, whatever, the candle which is going to be the area of interest for me is the indecision candle before the break. All right, so this whole red candle on the daily is actually an area of interest. It might look like absolutely nothing or a complete mess on 15 minutes, so that's why we will break down a little bit lower. So let's just change this to the D1 just so I can start to make sense of it. If we can get something a little bit more precise with the 4 hour, we will. So what we would need here is essentially for price to sort of trickle its way down and then shoot off in the other direction, which would be perfect, right? Because we've had our reversal patterns over here on the 15 minute. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like a little trickle on the daily and then a push up. All right, so that's what I'd be looking for to get involved with this. I think in total, that's it for the daily. Don't need to go too complicated. We've had the imbalance mostly filled to the halfway point. And then there is another gap here as well, which just makes it a perfect recipe. Chances are now that I've said all that, we'll go off in that direction. So, but you've got to be prepared, prepared with multiple scenarios of what may happen. This is a huge area. I don't know how many pips, but this could be, a week or 2 weeks worth of trading, or it could just be a day. 173, so it could be a day, but we've had a lot of consolidation. After a lot of consolidation, you normally get a big burst, but this isn't showing enough for me. So let's drop down to the 4 hour on the right-hand side chart and see if we can make sense of this a little bit better. So let's just drag that over. I hate how TradingView does that. It's a bit frustrating. So I'm just going to draw out to begin with the areas which we've broken with structure. So H4 structure. I really like this one because it broke with the body. Yes, it had a bit of a wick up there, but it broke with the body nonetheless. Worked our way up. We did it again, but it was a wick break. So I'm just identifying at the moment. So a bit of research which I'm doing at the moment is identifying body breaks versus wick breaks, because somebody kind of challenged my theory on this, and it's been quite a while, probably the best part of a year and a half since I last fully back tested this. So I just want to go back through and see if it's still the case. When you get a wick or a couple of wicks after a break, I tend to find that price starts to drop in the other direction. I've heard other people online say the opposite, so I am just testing this really for my own sanity. Just going to mark out this part here. So H4 structure. So we start getting the reversal, which is good, and we also got a good break right there. But in reality, on a high time frame, that's just going to be a wick as well. All right, so not a very convincing break considering it bounced straight back up. And obviously, you just need to mark out the highest point, which I'm not sure which one it is. They're equal. Okay, so it's the first one when it's equal. Right, so at the moment we are currently, just change that to it's marked the same. Right, I'm going to change those up. But basically, we are now between this range and this range. All right, so we're just in a big 4-hour range. Where can we see on here that there's a potential area of interest? It's actually the area which has already been hit. So there's that one as the potential order block, but we have already entered that. So yeah, that's it on the 4-hour. Let's drop down on the 1 hour with this one here as well. And then we'll look at the 15 over here. All right, so the 1 hour chart, is there anything in particular which really stands out? Well, this now looks like it's just a wick break as expected. So the wick can either be used as liquidity below, which I would like to see, to be honest. Use that as a bit of liquidity, fill this imbalance, fill that gap, and work our way down into this order block, which is actually from there to there. Is there anything else? No, it's actually that huge area, which is probably about 40 or 50 pips. Nearly 70. Okay, so that's a big area. You should get a lot of opportunity to sit and wait on the 15-minute, try and find a reversal pattern and go for it. If you get a continuation pattern though, you can look to continue down. We'll look back potentially at where we could go beyond that, but chances are it won't be until maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Watch now on Monday, it'll probably be a giant jump or gap. But right, so the 1 hour, there's nothing really standing out apart from, actually, having said that, we do have an imbalance here. Right there, yeah, which we've already mitigated. All right, so yeah, yeah, perfect. And I missed that, by the way, missed that trade. Frustratingly, I was in a trade from literally down here, 0.5 pips, went all the way up to, sorry, stop loss 0.5, went all the way up to here. Didn't look at what had happened overnight, just held my trade and ended up getting stopped out for -1. Should have just taken my profit and run because it went to +40. Bit frustrating, but it's one of those things. Don't try and trade from your phone, only try to mark up on the charts on your PC or Mac or whatever you've got. Right, so that's the daily. Another area which was tapped into really was this sort of pullback here. Already got tapped into. Looks like we're working our way down. Bit of liquidity underneath here. There's nothing standing out. There's no like stabbing points in the market. You know, there's no wrong one. There's none of like this, you know, where I could mark out a strong order block. There's none of that at the moment. We're all just in this massive kind of liquidity range. There's just tons underneath here, and working our way back up. This could all be used as liquidity too. So see all these wicks right here, liquidity. Sorry if you can hear that in the background, little baby screaming. Liquidity up here as well. All right, so I wouldn't see this holding. All right, so I'm actually I'm going to get rid of this because I don't want to confuse myself. I just don't see this holding at all. We've got a gap, an imbalance. Could you say this candle, this potential, 1 hour candle right there, that little blue candle? Personally, I doubt it. What's it look like on the 15 actually? Where are we on the 15? We're not even there. It's over here. So I'm gonna play that one here. Yeah, that's really not strong enough. Okay, so at the moment, with the 1 hour at least, it's a case of sit and wait. I'm not too confident which direction the market's going to go, whether or not it's going to go up there or if it's going to go down there. But in reality, I want to see something like an order block forming, and at the moment I can't see anything. Let's move over to the 15 anyway. So is there anything more standout-ish? I was going to say, oh, that looks okay. Got battered. Sorry, a bit of a distraction there. So back here, what can I see? Potentially, very slight potential. We've got this strong up candle here, which might hold a bit of weight. So just going to mark that one as a 15 minute. I've decided to change all my colors again. You might have seen. Just kind of feeling blue and grey at the moment. And just changing everything to M15 or, H1 or H4. Just really trying to simplify it. But yeah, these are my old colours. I haven't used these for about 2 years. Anyway, right. So this had swept anything which was working along here. It had reacted to potentially that upward candle. Hardly anything difficult. This isn't looking particularly fantastic for me. I'm going to drop down a lower time frame, see if anything really stands out. No. I was going to say potentially this. This break over here. But you might as well just call that a wick break. And then there's a strong wick break. And then a little bit more supply coming into the market. But we had a bit of a mitigation of that, or a test. So I'm just going to drag this along as a potential area to just look out for when price gets to it. Or if price gets back to it. And all I'm going to do now is just set up some alerts. I'm really not that interested in this one here. I'll watch it. I'll watch it on the 15, see if anything interesting happens. But in reality, it's just not intriguing me that much. Yeah, there's a bit of an imbalance over here, but is that going to be enough? Maybe this is going to be the reaction point. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to set a alert right here. So I want to see nearer to the top where the alert might be. And then an alert down the bottom as well. I want to see what happens if price comes down to here. Okay, so I'm just going to set an alert there. And then what else? I want to know when price comes through this line. So I'm going to set an alert on this trend line right there. Where is it? And that's it. So I can't really give you a prediction of what's going to happen because it's just price action's a little bit messy at the moment. Well, not messy, it's actually really quite clean, but I can't tell you which direction it's going to go. What I would like to see, if we do get that trickle down and a lower time frame reaction off of here, I will be going long on this pair. We're typically, let's jump back to the daily. We are now in a at least short-term bullish trend. We've had a very, very slight reversal pattern on is it on the 4 hour? Yeah, potentially on the 4 hour. Definitely on the 15 minute because we had that reaction point over here. And, perfect price action here. I was just an idiot not reading the charts properly. Yeah, less said about that the better. We all get it wrong sometimes. And yeah, I want to see it come down, trickle to here and shoot off. But there's every possibility that it continue up. If it does continue up, let's say that it works its way up through there, I'd want to see it trickle down a little bit. Why is it not doing it? React to some sort of order block around here. Potentially, I'll tell you what, really quickly, that I've just spotted. Now this happened last time, a massive move happened. But we could be having right now, so press down, if we get a break from here, I'm going to try and draw it on with this continuous line. Okay, so this could be the indecision candle, potentially. Get a nice strong break through here. Work our way back down to this indecision candle and then take off. Now, if if we get the break up here, up in this direction, I will be looking to set orders around here. I will reset an alert, just above, and I will drop down to the 15-minute, like over on this chart, and look to see what kind of price action we're getting. Would I try and do the 1 minute? Well, if I get a clean order block on the 15-minute, I'll drop down to the 1 minute and try and take a 1 pip or a half pip stop loss and feed it back up to the nearest swing point. All right, so I hope that has given you a little bit of insight into what I look for when I mark up the charts. I'll try to keep it simple. This has worked well for me now for the best part of 2 years. My confidence is only just starting to come back. Multiple reasons for that. But yeah, that's it. That's my charts marked up. I hope it's been helpful. Let me know in the comments. Cheers.